It looks like it's not over yet. Feels like it's getting cold early this year. At my age, it feels like the cold comes early every year. But we need this chill for the leaves to fall and the gales with them. It ain't over. What? You don't want to climb the saint's tree to pull them off? Ha! Even in my youth, that would have required divine intervention. No thank you. I'll stay here on the ground and wait patiently for the Lord to deliver. Don't you think the ink back at your father... Don't you have ink back at your father's shop, though? With the press, he has it delivered. It's just for my own drawings. Besides, sometimes it feels nice to do things the old way. An old way it is, I would know. I don't even know what they're doing. Hey, Max, Sister Gertrude. God bless you, Master Zimmerman. I told you not to call me that. What, Mags? Why? People call me Oits. You don't seem to be complaining. You don't see me complaining. It's not even my name, it's a valley. You like being called Oits. Right so. Why are you being so stuck up? Master Zimmerman, would you call Mary Magdalene, witness to our Lord's death and resurrection, Mags? I guess not. It seems only fitting. You call Mistress Druckerin by her full Christian name. Alright, sorry, sister. Sorry, Mags. Magdalene. Anyway, your dad wants to see you. What? Why? Isn't he at the rat house? He is. He wants you to grab his mural sketches and bring them. Fine. I suppose this is enough gals for now. Oh, that's what we're gathering. Okay. I was just about finished too. God bless you both. Don't be long, Magdalene. The council's waiting on us. Not sure why this falls on me, but I suppose I better get going. I think Dad left the rat house plans on his workshop bench at home next to the printing press. Oh, look at us. We're now her, I think. Oh, nifty. We are her now. The mill looks like it's fine. The Abbey looks like it's fine, too. Everything looks fine. They must have... Maybe they rebuilt the mill. I don't know. Or maybe they just didn't update the artwork. Hey, Mags. Are you serious? I just told you not to call me that. What are you all doing here? Don't you have better things to do? This is just out of yours, not me. All my work is done, Mags. What do you care? It's not like you got important work to do. Oh, look. Things, tinkers and press. Okay. We can be a bookkeeper, domestics, or tinker. Tinker sounds fun. I keep the press running for my dad and work with Baltus on his inventions. I do? Okay. Seems a little more important than standing around the commons in the middle of the day. Baltus' inventions are stupid. Doesn't seem like something a girl should be involved with, if you ask me. Right, no one did. Calm down, Mags. You're getting a reputation. Too late to worry about that. She already has a reputation. Pick a background. Barbs. Flirt, haggle, snoop. I think haggle is good. Or barbs. I'll go with barbs. I like barbs. That sounds good. At least I have a reputation. If you died today, your epitaphs would read, 3 shitheads who spend every morning harassing girls in the commons. Burn! Assuming you got a grave, that is. More likely, they'd toss your worthless bodies in a compost heap and hope for a better return. Jesus Christ. Alright, we got it layoffs. Did you get those things your dad wanted? Oh, that's right. No, not yet. Hopefully I can just drop them off and start my reading for the day. Reading? What book's so important that you need to get back to it? Most popular books of the day. Okay, we'll go with this one. I don't know what that means. Melusine. Is that about the snake woman who takes off all her clothes? Sort of, but no, not really, or at all. Oh, does it have any pictures? Right, I want to see. Calm down, I'm not showing you dogs anything. Don't you read all sorts of stuff about knights or whatever? Yes, knights, princesses, gods, monsters, and that sort of thing. They're leeches, I think. I'm named after a god. I'm aware, Apollo. Yes, your sister too. Well, what's a good story about Apollo? Once he was so obsessed with a girl that she begged the gods to turn her into a tree so he'd stop bothering her. That sounds like you, Apollo. God damn it. Wait, Otts, are you supposed to be at the rat house too? You're on the council. Sure, but it's pointless without your dad's plans. Hurry up and get them. I'll see you there. Finally, we can end this damn conversation. Jeez. Where am I going? Oh, it's over there. Oh, I was thinking I was going somewhere else. No wonder I ran into them. I mean, it looks like they'd be there, but they're not. I could just sleep. Let's just sleep. Apparently they're upstairs. No, they're right there. The rat house mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all the plans. What is this part of the plans? Stop. Huh? This isn't Dad's handwriting. I can actually kind of read this. What an odd color. We don't have any ink like this. At least I don't think we do. Well, whatever. I'll bring it just in case. Alright. Better get this over. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's happening again. It's happening again. It's happening again. Man. But all, I guess I was warned. Well, Andreas was warned last time. Thread puller's back. Yep. Yep, he is. Should I talk to her? Oh, she's like, Wait, where am I going? Oh, I'm going up. I thought I was going to Town Commons. That's where I ended up, and that's not where I'm supposed to be going. Okay, well, okay, I'll just go this way. I can't just walk through that field or anything. That would be way too easy. Oh yeah, I'm going here. The rat house, or rat house, whatever. I don't understand. How are we still arguing about this? These murals should depict the truth that we know is the truth. I don't think it's so simple, Klaus. Are you afraid of angering our Lord, Father Thomas? I think Father Thomas means that the truth is not so easily agreed upon. I don't know. I'm tired of arguing. I just want it to look nice and show what happened. Magdalene, thank you for bringing these. Maybe illustrations will succeed where talking has failed. I'm done arguing with them. I'll see you at the home for supper. It's alright, Magdalene. We don't need to see the drawings. It's not that we don't understand what he's trying to do. I didn't realize we had upset him so much. Sounds like things got worse after I left. Well, we've been arguing this for almost 2 hours. For all the good it did us, he hasn't budged. What's the point of talking if you can't make any progress? Magdalene, could you speak to your father? Help him see things from our viewpoint. Father Thomas, I don't even know what you're arguing about. What is your point of view? Klaus has strong, very strong opinions on how the history of Tazing of Curacao Abbey should be portrayed. Those portrayals may upset some of our neighbors. Isn't the real concern that it's going to upset the Lord? Isn't everyone really worried about him coming here someday and seeing the revolt memorialized on the wall? You keep saying that we all disagree with him. I don't think I do, not entirely. Well, what do you think, Georg? I know I'm not the smartest man in this room, but I know what happened to my own dad, and I know what he did. Doesn't feel right to ignore what happened to him, what happened to Otto. Look, you all knew my dad. I never did. I never had the chance. I don't want to make the people in this town angry. I don't want to make our Lord angry. None of us do, but maybe there's a way to tell the story in a way that's true without upsetting anyone. So it's a very complicated, you see, Magdalene. Try to get him to consider a portrayal of our history that's a little less inflammatory. My father was deeply affected by the revolt. It won't be easy to convince him of anything. The revolt was a major event for everyone here. I know how hard it was for him. We need to come to an agreement or call off the mural entirely. He's been waiting to paint this mural for years. You can't tell him no all of a sudden. Then help us, Magdalene. Your father will listen to you. Alright, I won't promise anything, though. He's already hard enough to convince. Now I'm going back home. This mess has already taken up too much time. Oh, look, we got a new clock thingy. Look at that. Fancy. Magdalene, thank you for bringing the drawings to the rat house. I'm sorry it was a waste of time. Those men don't know what they want. Then, when I tell them what I'm trying to do, they get scared. And they talk and talk and talk. They talk all day, and we're never any closer to a decision. I'm sick of it. Sick of the whole thing. Dad, I'm worried about you. I know. I appreciate the concern. I suppose I haven't been this upset about something in a while. I'll get through it. I just need time. Why is it bothering you so much? We hear all these stories about what this place was, how it came to be, and it feels like history is something that happened before, happened to other people. But 18 years ago, we lived through something, you and I, everyone in Tazing. Everyone wants to forget about it, pretend it didn't happen. You don't. No, I don't. So it's just 18 years later. They didn't say that, did they? I mean, maybe they kind of said if we paid attention to dates, but all those years ago, I did nothing. I was worried for you, worried for Benjamin, worried for Rachel. Oh, we got Esther. I was so afraid that I'd lose you. I wouldn't have been able to bear it. In the end, so many people died anyway. Peter and Ulrich and Andreas and all the others. And we lived. Dad, everyone says that it wouldn't have made any difference. And if you and the others had fought, you would have died. I would have died. Maybe I could have stopped them from going to the mill. Or maybe we could have stopped the peasants from burning it down. But we'll never know. You can't change the past, Dad. I know. The least I can do is make sure it's not forgotten. Something happened here. We are part of it. I need to help people remember that. If I don't do that, who will? Don't let it get to you. Too late. Well, at least try to get a good night's rest. Maybe things will be better once everybody's slept on it. I hope so. All the arguing just left me beat. I'm going to bed early. Alright, I'm gonna stay up for a bit and write a letter. Good. Say hello to her for me. And her parents. I know, Dad. Good night, Magdalene. I love you. I love you too. All this running around has left me tired too. Be nice to sit down on my desk and just write for a while. Alright, where to begin? I should write to Esther. It's her. Dearest Esther, I hope you have been well. Autumn has reached us here. I spent the last few days collecting galls. I don't suppose you have the chance to do that in Prague. Sister Gertrude has been teaching me how to grind them into a smooth ink. Whoops, I didn't mean to click her. It's difficult work, but you'll find no better ink anywhere. In Bavaria, I'll send along a bottle with this letter. Oh, did I mention Dad started a new project? He is painting a mural of Tassing's history in our new rat house to memorialize the revolt. The whole thing has me thinking about my own family history, past, present, and future. The printing shop has been in the family for years. I'm looking forward to taking it over. Of course, Dad will keep running it until he can't pull the levers anymore, but I'll take over sooner or later. If I inherit the shop, I won't have to get married either. Yeah, we'll go with that. Christ, you would not believe how annoying Otz is. I think his mom is under the impression he's been courting me. Can you imagine? And yes, before you break the nib off your, something, I will come visit you in Prague, I promise. Pin, that says pin. I thought it was 2 letters here. I'll try to make time to visit before winter. Life has been bustling here. Dad's been busy with the rat house mural, so I've taken over in the workshop. I'm sure it will be a sight to behold once it's finished. Write me back soon. All my love. Magda. She's fine being called Magda, apparently. Just not Mags. Go to bed. Alright. Go to bread, you mean? Go to bread? We can go to bread. We'll just sleep. We won't go to bread. Take that, you stupid shoes. You know, why do they even have blankets on the bed? If they're not going to use them. Ah! Dad? Dad! Magdalene! Dad! Hang on, I'm coming. Dad! Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Stolz. Try not to move, Dad. Magdalene, it's not safe, whoever attacked me. This wound is too deep for me to take care of my own. We need doctor. Magdalene, be careful. I will. I'll be right back, I promise. Well, that sucks. Was I not right back? Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Well, he's at least not dead. I don't know if he's okay. He's not dead. Do you know why anyone would want to attack you, Klaus? No. Maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them? Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, Jorg. You saw the workshop. Somebody was looking for something. Burglar and Tazing? That's preposterous. Well, if it ain't an attack, what is it? Enough. It was a deliberate blow to the head, unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not. No, as I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. It's a grave injury. Magdalene, you'll need to take care of your father. I will, whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now, Claus. You absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Claus, your health comes first. Anyway, we haven't been able to agree on what the mural should be. Indeed. It might be best to abandon the entire idea. With respect, Father Thomas, you are not on this council. Yes, just offering an opinion. I can paint the mural. What? Mags, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? I've been painting since before I could walk. You don't think I'm good enough? I'm old enough to run a print shop by myself, and Dad trusts me to illustrate the books. Isn't that enough? Yeah, there we go. Painting a mural this large is complicated and will take lots of skill and print and expertise. So that's why we're having your dad make it. He's been making art forever. I agree with Paul. Claus needs some help. Needs home care. You're best suited for that, Magdalene, not a mural. What is that supposed to mean? Well, are you sure you're up for it? Physically, I mean? It's quite demanding. You'd be up on scaffolding and could fall. Are you not listening to me? I've already been doing this work for years. I know what it takes. Dad knows what it takes. Do you? I can do it, Dad. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with a lot of you. Klaus. If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. I'll never do any work for this council again. Alright. I say we let her. Doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. Alright, Magdalene. You can do it. I mean... But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, alright? Fine, but I'm taking Dad's ideas into account. Well, we'll figure it out. Thanks, Magdalene. Rest up, Klaus. do my best, Jorg. Magdalene, just a moment. Yes, what is it? I didn't want to say this in front of your father or the others. Your father is lucid right now, but this injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. What are you saying? Magdalene, there is damage to his brain. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a few months left. But he's not going to survive. No. Can we take him to see a surgeon? No. He can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could, I don't think the finest Italian surgeons would know how to deal with trauma like this. So she's just going to die? There's nothing I can do about it? You can make him comfortable, and you can enjoy the time you have left. I can help with palliative care. Is that like hospice care? But time will run out before long. I'm sorry, Magdalene. And is he the attack? Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing from its earliest dates to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part. The pagan tribes and the Romans. I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey, the saints. After that, I'll find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Curacao had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now while I'm thinking about it. Alright, I guess we're writing. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Curacao knew something about the old history of Tassing. She said she became the abbess of a convent in Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Yes. Saint Margarita. Santa Margarita. I should write her. My name is Magdalene Druckeren. I do not believe we have ever met. I was young when you left Curacao. You are acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before the terrible fire consumed the place. I'm writing because my father and I are creating a mural. I was going to tell the story of our history of our community and of Curacao as well. We have only legends and folklore since the course of Curacao's books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town. The Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us. We hope you are well. Especially how you care for the sisters after the fire. Okay. Does it really matter what I write? I don't know. Maybe it does. I want to finish the mural before Christmas. I need to start painting tomorrow. I should head to bed and get as much rest as I can. Wait, where was his bed? Is he upstairs? Or was he... Oh, maybe he was in a different house. Maybe they carried him off. Or was he up here? Oh, he's up here. They carried him upstairs. Magdalene. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Alright, we checked on him before bed, too. You think he's actually gonna die? Hopefully somebody doesn't come back and finish the job. Nope. Wait, what's happening? Time's moving forward. It's now November 6th. Postman. Ah, Mr. Struckeren. I have a few letters here addressed for you. Take care now. That was one. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's two, I guess. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Struckeren, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both as your father would carry on between the rows of our library in his final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. Well, we did have some books that discussed Tanzing past. It's likely that they were mythological as what your neighbors believe. As mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kursau's books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Maler managed to save some from the flames, God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not on the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kursau, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassia, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of the Historia Tassia shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Attila took it from the Baron after the murder. But my understanding, she had difficulty reading. I can't imagine why she would have taken it. Then again, only God knows what she did and why she did it. Miklos... Who's that? Oh, that guy. The Baron's manservant believed it may have been stolen by the town thief, Martin Brower. Martin is still alive. I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tazing. If the man has passed from the world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. Wow, this is a long letter. However, as Saint Christian pointed official in a monastery are supposed to maintain the sanctity. Brother Mathal learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. Okay. He is no longer in Benedictine, but uses his family name. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before the snow covers Valius. Please convey my best wishes to your father. He is a good friend to the Abbey in his better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will toward anyone from Tazing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. God bless you as well. Oh, that was good. Whoops. That was a positive letter. And Esther wrote back as well. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell them they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink is well received indeed. I have made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Alicia has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several finnings trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I am glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tazing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows, maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match too. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at synagogue, Sidmund, who caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to University of Padua. Padua? I don't know. Can you believe it? I'd quite like to marry him if I find him again. Anyway, I think you'd have even better luck than me. The boy would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see when it's finished. Blessings, Esther. I should head home and check on Dad. Hey Dad, how are you feeling? Ah, Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Hansing's early history, but she gave me a few places to start. I'll go ask Black Till. Who's that? Oh, that guy. If his grandfather had any stories. I remember Till. Mother Illuminata. Yes, right, yes, Mother Illuminata. Young Kreutzer has mentioned his tales from time to time. Yes, he comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about it. Il Peters. Oh yeah. Always harmed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore too. I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassie. You might start to talk to him. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad. Of course, Magda. It's nice to feel useful even if I'm stuck here in bed. Nonsense. I'm just glad you're awake. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That and he's a known gossip. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left from the Romans and before. Salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tazing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? You know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line, always making trouble, those two. At least Artemis actually knows how to read. I don't think Apollo can even spell his name. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. Good. I still need you to run the press for a little longer after that. Don't forget your own chores while you're running around town, alright? We still have a household to run. I'll get to them, Dad. Good. I better get going if I want to do all that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Alright. Boom. Alright. I guess he doesn't need any food. We're doing some investigating, but just a different kind. Why don't we just go to sleep? That'll show everybody. Screw this, I'm just sleeping. Those chickens. Alright, let's look at the map. They have a little... Wait, that's... Wait, hang on. Oh, we have multiple objectives, okay. Well... Oh, hey, who's this guy? Oh, this is Otz. I want to try and talk to Martin. So let's try and talk to Martin. And thanks for the Simpsons trivia. Is Martin alive? You don't look like... Oh, there he is. Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring? Even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. I think it's a better place than him. He's one of the few in Tennessee who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsend could have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened with Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted meats, provided for Vegeta and Kraft. I've done enough backbreaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? I believe in you, Martin. You seem like you could use a rest spot. Damn right. Right, I've lost enough time to this. It's time for you to go. Wait, I almost forgot the reason I came. I'm looking to learn about the history of Tassing. I was told you'd help. Me? What do I know about history? Mother Illuminata told me you borrowed a book of local history from Baron Rothvogel. Mother Illuminata? Books. Oh, you mean one of the old nuns from the Covenant? Oh, sure, a book. I might have taken it back then. That was a lifetime ago. I can't remember the book or what I did with it. Those years are blurs. Probably threw it away somewhere or left it at home. Wouldn't have been much for me to do with a book. I can't read. unique for me to have sold, too. No one outside Tassin cares about its history anyway. Maybe I should ask Regina if she remembers anything about it. Sure, it couldn't hurt. It was decades ago, but she's the one who remembers shit. Thanks for the help, I guess. Uh-huh. There's nothing else. I've got to go to work. I've got work to do. Until later, Martin. Until then. What? You know, what's up with Martin? Are we gonna learn, like, what's up with all this stuff? Are we gonna learn all the secrets? Like, why didn't you have the scar? Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager to continue work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it'll be the pride of Tassing when you're through. Always had your mother's talent for art. And how is your dad? You're the one of the only people who've asked about my dad. I'm doing how I'm doing before asking about my dad. Wait, what? I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Your self disappears behind the needs of the person you're caring after. Don't worry about you carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. I believe God will pull your dad through. Whatever the doctor says, we need him. Okay, God willing, you're right. I'm at his mercy. God willing, amen. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? Dad would want me to keep up the printing press. Wouldn't that be a sight? Are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot to manage on your own. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd help to take you. You'd have someone in mind, don't you? I literally can't imagine who you'd be alluding to. Not even young Otts. He's about as subtle as his father. God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. Otts doesn't know what he wants. Some days I'm amazed he can button his own pants. The way Eva hovers. Who's to say she doesn't do it for him? It was the same with Otto and Eva. We all knew he was hers from the start. As Otts appears to be yours. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have lucky to have as a daughter. Any family would be lucky to have as a daughter. I don't mean to be rude, but I prefer to decide in my own time. Alright. I'll let it lie. You know, not even marriage may start off on solid footing, and not every marriage may start off on solid footing. If you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. If it's not working out, how can you be sure a couple belongs together? They'll never get married. Without a husband and children who will care for you when you're old. The Lord made us from Adam's rib because he meant us to be a part of men. You would be lonely to never know that fullness of purpose. There's no life for someone like you. You're not the first person to tell me so. That's because your elders are wise, Magna. Trust in our love for you and the Lord's purpose. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Wait, I'm not done with... Oh, before I forget, I actually had a question about an old book. Martin is supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed years ago. You know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble, but I still have it hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. Why did you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The bear was killed soon after, and there I was holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. I need to reference it for the mural. But won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I get the ideas from them. Oh, alright. I like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. A stolen book of the dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Also, we could just say Illuminati gave it to us, or whatever. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had it. Oh, she just had it on her person? Okay. It's in Latin, which I don't read well. I'll puzzle over it in the evening. Thank you, Brigida. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigida. Until later. Yeah, I got the book. That wasn't even an objective, and I got it. So I'm the best. This game. Alright. So... oh yeah, we've done that. I should sit down to read it thoroughly soon. Perhaps I'll learn something. I'm not talking to Ots. Ots can go... stuff. Let's just go in their house. Can we go upstairs? Yeah, let's just go upstairs. What the heck? Let's just invade their space. They don't care. No one's here, but... hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Claus? It's hard to know for certain. One day he'll seem well, and the next day he'll hardly understand his words. Oh, Magdalene, I'll keep praying for you both. Both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Oh, thank you, Clara. It's very kind of you. I've been so busy. Let the house go a bit. Not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat. Chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Big Yori's still in the house, though, isn't he? Oh, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Otts, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. Fabian? Somebody we haven't heard of before. They don't need it. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Ah, well, I suppose I am. Thank God that my children are all grown and prospering, but I do feel there's something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. I understand. I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't keep working on the printing press. You could always find something new to do. Yours been telling me to rest more, but you're right. I'd rather keep busy as long as there's life left in these old bones. Well, that's settled. I'll come over to help around the house soon, alright? I'll see you then, Clara. Good night. Or God bless you, Magdalene. Alright, well, that was something. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. No, the council has let left me to work for the most part. I think odds has something to do with it. That boy has an eye on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lot had just meddle around with things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges are on the front door's creak? To be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in town every year, like it's feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Nerds. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there. Ugh, this town isn't that big. I don't know where they get to that I can't find them. Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Artemis was the god of nature, and Apollo was the god of music. Maybe the twins have hidden talents? Are you suggesting I appeal to the Greek gods like patron saints? When you put it like that... Why not? If Father thinks, haha, house inspired. Maybe I will. That will get them all in line for a while. Anyway, I better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural. Thanks. Until later. I like how she says, I'm gonna go, and then she's still there. Wait, who are we? I thought we were talking to somebody. Oh, it's Il Peter. Oh, look at him. He looks so old. Is he gonna say... so... Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? What's that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tazzing. Old tales? Did he go to Shelbyville? More an onion in a belt, because it was a style at the time. It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. But it's a few of the old tales knocking on the skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There were spirits older than the saints that lived in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tazzing. Before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in this town. I thought spirits only caused trouble, spoiling milk, making livestock, things like that. Some do, yes, but who do you think beats the spirits off? Us? What could farmers do against spirits, eh? It's Persia and her wild hunt that scare the evil ones away. They protected Tazzing since the founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Raetus. Now, folk weren't as kind as they were now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. And the gods favored other tribes. The Raetus people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering, while they could survive. Well, they couldn't survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Raetus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosened it from its bounds. Why would he do that? Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girls. Spirits don't need the skins of animals for the power. Still, you've got the sense of the thing. The old gods were keen to repay favors done, and Persia is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now, I'm the only one who remembers these things. Stains blue. First saw Radis action and took favor on him and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Radis led his people to the spring and claimed it for his household, for his homeland. We've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything. But you see, there were other gods protecting this place, like St. Mormons. That's why a few of us honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. It's a wonderful story, perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, good. Nice to know it can still be of use in this town. What about the Romans? Did they know any? Do you know any Roman legends? Roman legends? Puh. I don't bother with stories from outsiders or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We spent generation after generation building Tazig back from those days. And still our traditions keep dying with no one to carry them on. That's why I want to know, Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. The mural? Fine. But I don't know any of the old Roman shit. Alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your story with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. Shame the old widow got killed, though. Attila knew more about the old ways than any of us. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest, then. God bless you, Peter. Alright. Get my mouse back. I was using the keyboard. Okay. So we did that. So now we can go over to, here. Or here. I think I want to go to the charcoal burner, I guess. So I could have gone this way. Peter. He goes, is it here? No. Wait, now I'm confused. Must be here. Am I supposed to talk to... I need to go in here. Oh yeah, Black Till. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course, what do you need? Ott says he's been obsessed with your painting. You've been obsessed with your painting. Why do these things get so dirty? I'm looking at the early history of Tazig for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Fertile fields, that is. Seems like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of my granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof, up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on a hard time, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Anything would help. Right, so... we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals. Bricks from what looks to be an old forge. Mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Where did you find all this stuff? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Carl. Spoony Carl. We'll call him Spoony Carl. Fabian, too. Any farmer could tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles and with the rest of the rock and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. What do you think of it? What do you think it all means? I don't follow. How do you think these people lived? Where do you think they all went? Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. We don't find much of their clothes or their houses, so they must have rotted. I guess that would mean they were living in huts. But their tools are good quality. If they weren't rusted all to hell, we could probably use them today. I don't know why, but I assumed they live in caves or in the muck. They weren't Christians, no doubt about that. They weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did pagans start the mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why Tasing was so important to the Romans in the first place, salt. I've always wondered why they settle in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know, but anything that they left would have been better preserved than what we dig out in the fields. Magdalene, tell me, you aren't thinking of going down there. What if there's stuff that can help me with the mural? Magdalene! That mine is hundreds of years old. You can break your neck just getting in. Orpheus made it back from the underworld, didn't he? I'll be fine. Maybe so, but he mocked the gods and failed in his quest, Magdalene. Don't take him as an example. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. He doesn't have to know. You won't tell him, right? I'm not lying to your father so you can put yourself in harm's way. Now, you're a clever girl, so I don't doubt you'll find a way in if you've set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalene. I'd break your father's heart if something happened to you. That's fine, I understand. Good. It's been a big help. Not really. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I found over to the rat house tomorrow, if that'd help at all. That would be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Till tomorrow. Till then. What does that mean? I'm not supposed to be in the forest? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Alright. Wait. Wasn't there... Oh, okay. I was like, wasn't there other places I could go? So I guess I'll go there, and then I'll go there. I like how it doesn't say my house. Hey, Mr. Struckering. Told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you knew anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out here as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. Where are you so interested over there? The mural at the rat house needs a section about the earliest days of Tazing. The mines are the oldest part of Tazing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down to the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them. The other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was a burner of Tazing. One about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though. I blame that on my youth. Tassia, like Tazing? Folks named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. I've read plenty of Roman myths. I'm sure none of it will surprise me. Maybe not, but I won't have your father hounding me for coarseness. Folk in this town don't like me anyhow. But I'll tell you the decent bits of what I remember. Everyone excludes me from the fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalene. You just wait and see. Alright. So what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in those woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back a spear when he heard a woman screaming terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why the woman was in the forest and not in the local town. Why would the god be hunting in Tanzing's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wanted a brisk walk. Besides, why would anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days when spirits and ghosts prowled. What do you mean prowled? Proud, you know, like spirits and other evil things do. I can't just say they walked through the woods like you and me. They prowled. Alright, keep going. So Mars found a nymph, Tassia, or Tassia, no, it's Tassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged to see the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well, Tassia bathed the god. I get it, they bathed. I did warn you, Magdalene. Then Mars left the pool. When Mars left the pool, he dripped into the ground and blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why the valley's so fertile. Mars got around, didn't he? Was there any nymph he didn't have his way with? He was the god of fertility, wasn't he? You can see why I like that tale in my youth. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind, too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Because of how long it was a Roman colony. Oh, right, the town was named after Tassia, the nymph. That and how much the town is built up around Roman foundations. Tazing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Roman days. At least that's what I make of it. The Romans go deep into the forest and all the way out to the old mine. Half of Tazing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you'll start noticing things. We used their stone to build. The old temple by Satia's shrine was grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but the town is. Tazing has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea. That's a nice way. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I get a better sense of what things were actually like. Aha, nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye out for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there. Haha. I'll let you know if I see any. Thanks for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. What about Backslav? Hello, is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening. I'm Magdalene. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I like to think so. I'm Backslav. I'm a tinker. Travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Are you the printer's daughter? I am. My father is a printer. We're both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Yes, I read books. Backslav don't. You're gonna get in trouble again. Trouble from me? What's he talking about? Nothing, ignore him. Nothing. This one can't help but talk to people about all the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to odd folks, gets ideas brewing in their head. It doesn't bother old Smokey none. Bothers some other people a whole lot. Sounds like their problem, not his. Exactly. Sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine, you get run out of here, don't blame me. So books, strange ideas. Yes, the host, the Eucharist, the bread, the wine, the body of Christ. Holy Communion, what about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the blood and wine of the Eucharist literally become the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes. Well, there's two ways to look at it. I didn't realize this was the kind of ideas we were talking about. First is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Huss rejected it. Using our eyes or senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes the character of the bread and the wine. I suppose that's true. Good, but there's also a second point. Even if the bread and wine turn to Christ's body and blood, why is it necessary for a spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our will with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. So, why does it matter? Are you saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept that what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss. I'm not listening to any of this. Okay, this is a long conversation that I didn't really want to get into. Why am I ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve? Okay, I'm certain this is leading somewhere good. It all starts with Lucifer, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me? God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and the truth is light. The light is God's will. God's light contains aspects of what we consider angels, facets of his infinite intellect. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect, manifested his darkness, corrupt will, Lucifer. Darkness. To exist outside the boundaries of God's infinite light, the corrupt would brought into the equally infinite darkness. This darkness Lucifer casts his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect to create the world. Material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. Finally, some sense. Not in the way that you think. Of course not. The way to be redeemed is to reunite our will with God's. And how do we do that? Regular prayer, abstention from material desires, sublimation of elimination of want. Sounds like I like being a monk. No, priests and monks are both corrupt agents of the business of the church. They have taken the simplicity of holy devotion and profaned it with pageantry. Saints too, all this talk, warrants, satia, and miracles, they're just stories. They're just led people astray. They'll hope people in meaningless rituals, faith in relics. You have an interesting idea, Vaslav. Glad you think so. It's been a lifetime thinking about them. Anyway, thank you for indulging me. It was illuminating. Until later. Until then. Alright. See, we heard him out. He's the charcoal maker. Wait, where am I going? Hey, it's Apollo. Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs? Artemis says he saw one the other day. We're trying to collect a bunch. Frogs don't come out this time of year. How do you know? Artemis said he saw one. Frogs come out with rain. We get rain in spring. Maybe that's why I only have one. What do you need frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Mags, I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Ask Artemis, maybe she'll tell you. Fine. I'll go talk to your sister. Be careful, you've already had to go to confession this year. Oh, we know. Nope, there's Artemis. It's just standing there. Well, let's look at this first. I want to look at it. Oh, nothing. Okay. Hi, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis. Apollo said you're catching frogs. Oh, yeah? What about it? He told me to come and ask you why. He won't say anything. He didn't tell you? Christ, finally. He's learning to keep his mouth shut. Oh, come on. Just tell me. No way. This is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You just have to wait and see. I don't like where this is going.